The woman opened a bottle of sulfuric acid and placed it near the edge of the table. A military officer who was watching her happened to walk by, but his sword did not touch the acid. So the woman moved her chair, leaving only a narrow space in the aisle. This time, it worked. The officer knocked over the acid. The acid spilled into his boot and gave off sharp white smoke. The officer screamed in pain. The woman had finally escaped his watch. She then walked into the hallway and pushed 3 sugar cubes into the door gap to jam the door. Next, she adjusted the 4 stand behind the door so it could swing and hit the window. She moved a wooden box filled with alcohol. Then she wedged a cart across from it to narrow the hallway, so anyone walking through would bump into the box. She carried a box full of needles to the waiting room, where many wounded enemy soldiers were resting. A doctor set down a bottle of distilled water to disinfect some needles. His glasses started to fog up. The woman pretended to help wipe his glasses, and quietly gave him a bottle of ether instead. She then moved a chair. Because the doctor had poor eyesight, he poured the entire bottle of ether into the disinfecting container, which was filled with needles. The woman took away the distilled water and told the doctor that his glasses were in the duty room. She went to the hallway and knocked over the bottle of distilled water. The water flowed along the wall and under the door to the sugar cubes. The sugar cubes slowly dissolved. Back in the waiting room, the enemy soldiers were already confused by the effects of the ether. The woman went to the power room and pulled out the pins from both sides of the kerosene lamp. Then she shut off the main power switch of the hospital, and used a wet towel to drip water on each circuit breaker. Meanwhile, the officer noticed the power was out in the clinic, so he told a soldier to check the power room. The soldier arrived and tried to switch the power back on using the kerosene lamp, but the switches had already been soaked. At the same time, the sugar cubes had completely dissolved. The wooden door fell and hit the 4 stand. The 4 stand smashed the window and knocked over the disinfecting container. The container landed on a chair and hit it hard. This caused a big explosion as the ether turned into gas. Countless needles flew across the room. All the enemy soldiers were hit by the flying pillows. They ran out of the waiting room and crowded into the dark, narrow hallway. In the chaos, they knocked over box after box of alcohol. The officer told everyone not to move. He checked the liquid on the floor and realized it was alcohol. He ordered everyone to stay still. But at that moment, the soldier who went to the power room returned, still carrying the kerosene lamp. Without the safety pins, the lamp fell to the floor. In an instant, fire broke out in the hallway. Just like that, the woman took down the entire enemy force by herself.